All right, it's officially time. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dumbbell Strength. My name's Amber Langford, and I'll be running you through your workouts today. For today's class, we are doing some supersets. We'll be combining lower body and core. For our supersets, first couple, we are going to be doing standing. We will then kind of combine a few exercises. One will be standing, one will be on the ground. We will be ending with 2 floor exercises. So if you do need to roll out that yoga mat or move to a softer surface, now is the time. Otherwise, let's start with a little bit of a warm up, pressing start on those fitness watches. If you like to track today's workout, we're going to start with some knee hugs first. So taking one leg, we're going to grab underneath that knee, pulling up to our chest, and switch. Trying to get those knees up as close to that chest as you can. If you'd like to, you can feel free just to tap in front if you're feeling any irritation in those hip flexors. Let's do one more to each side. Go into our kick and reach. For our kick and reach, we're going to be reaching with that opposite arm towards the opposite leg, keeping our legs as straight as you can. Feel free to just tap in front as well. You should feel a good stretch all the way down the backs of those legs. Let's do one more to each side, going into our butt kickers next. Bringing those heels up towards our glutes, pressing those hips forward. Let's do one more to each side. Last one, we're doing our sumo scoop ups. Wide stance, feet turned out. Taking those arms, we're going to reach down to the ground, squat, and then scoop those arms up nice and tall. Try and get as close to the ground as you can before you squat and scoop. Let's do one more here. And then let's get started with superset number 1. We will be doing 3 rounds of each superset. This first round, we are doing 2 standing exercises. First one is lower body. Second one is geared more towards that core. For our first exercise, I will demonstrate first. We will then perform it together and then move on to exercise number 2. For our first one, we are doing some reverse lunges. For our reverse lunges, we are starting with our feet together, hands off to the side, or you can feel free to grab onto a support structure for balance. Support structures include a wall or a desk. Taking one leg, you're going to step directly behind, lunge, and then return to standing feet together. We're doing all on one side first, so here's kind of that side view. As we step back, our back heel is lifted, lunging down. I want that front knee stacked over that ankle. Slight forward lean with that chest before standing. You can feel free to limit that range of motion, staying a little more upright, or you can even keep that back leg straight and in. As some variations, you can also just do some regular split squats, keeping that split stance the whole time, taking out some of that movement that can help with some balance work. We're going to do 10 on each side. So grab those weights, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Stepping back, lunge, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Other leg, stepping back, lunge, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there. 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Set those weights off to the side. We're switching to a core exercise, doing some chops. So for our chop exercise, like before, I will demonstrate first, and then we will perform it together. Let me grab my water real quick. For our chop exercise, we will be using one light to medium weight, starting with our feet about hip to shoulder width apart. We're going to begin in a little bit of a bent over position. So bending at the waist, keeping that back flat. You're going to bring your arms over to one side. For this one, I'll start on that right side first. Elbows are staying nice and straight. And from here, we're going to make a chopping motion with our arms. So starting right now, we're at that low right side. We're going to make a chop up, left upper corner, and down. Here's on that front view, slight forward lean, chopping up and back down, rotating through that hip joint, using that core to get that rotation in. We'll do 10 on one side and then switch and do 10 on the other side. So grab your weight. We will start in 3, 2, 1. Side one, here we go. Chopping up and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Side 2, starting in 3, 2, 1. Chopping up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and done. I had a little bit of an extra one on that one. I was just so in the zone for it. But that is round 1 of superset number 1. We will do 2 more rounds and then we'll move on to our next superset. Feel free to grab some water, move out your space. We'll take about another 30 to 40 seconds of rest during our rest breaks. It's your time to recover, whatever that looks like. Sometimes people enjoy just moving around, letting that slow movement bring that heart rate down. Maybe if you have some tight muscles, you might want to do any sort of stretch. Maybe those forearms are tight from either working on a computer all day or just even from holding on to those weights. Whatever you need to do, but we will start right back up with our reverse lunges in 10 seconds. So go and grab those weights, 10 to each side, starting with side 1 in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Stepping back, lunge, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Quick shake it out. Side 2 in 3, 2, 1. Let's work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. A little bit of a quicker rest break in between exercises. So we'll give it about 20 seconds, and then it's back to our chop exercise. Grab your weight, get ready, get in position, starting with side one. If you're copying the same movement as me, starting on that right side, in 3, 2, 1, starting low, chopping up, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and switching sides, in 3, 2, 1, chopping up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and done. Round 2 is complete. 45 more seconds of rest. Then we go into our final round of superset number 1. For superset number 2, we have 1 standing and 1 floor exercise. Feel free to shake those arms out, shake those legs out. Maybe that low back is feeling a little tight today. Add in some nice hip circles. We'll give it another about 10, 15 seconds. And then it's right into round 3, starting with reverse lunges. So grab those weights, get ready in position. We will start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out. Side 2, in 3, 2, 1. Let's work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1 exercise done. 1 more to go. About 15 more seconds, and then we're going into our chops. Feel free to grab those weights. Get ready. Get in position. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Side 2 in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We are done with superset number 1. Superset number 2, here we come. For superset number 2, same thing. I will first demonstrate exercise number 1, and then we'll perform it together. For exercise number 1, we will be doing a goblet squat. For our goblet squat, I recommend using a more medium weight. We will be holding this weight up at our chest in what's called a goblet hold. So both hands on one end of the dumbbell, holding it up at your chest, giving just a little bit of space here. We're going to have our feet be about shoulder width apart, feet facing forward, back stays nice and flat. We send those hips back and down into our squat, pushing through those heels to stand tall, only going as deep as you can, staying in that nice comfortable range. I also want you to focus on your knee placement. As you're squatting down, your knees should be tracking in alignment with your feet. We're doing 12 reps. So, grab that weight, get ready. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Squat and stand tall, 1. Staying nice and controlled, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, halfway, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, and 12. Set it down, shake it out. Moving on to a plank exercise next. So for our plank exercise, a couple of variations. You can do this down on the ground. We're doing a plank with some shoulder taps. So in that plank position, I want shoulders stacked right over your wrists. You can step back out onto your feet. Plank position, straight line from our head to our heels. From here, we're going to take one arm, reaching up, tapping that opposite shoulder, and switch. Alternating side to side. You can also drop down, kneeling plank position. Same movements, tapping opposite shoulder. You can also feel free to do this at an incline. For this incline position, you can have your hands elevated on, usually I recommend like a coffee table. If you're like me, you have a bench, you can use a bench, or you can even use a wall, going into a wall plank, keeping that nice straight line, reaching and tapping opposite shoulder here. I don't know if I mentioned it, a desk also works as well. We're doing 10 each side, so get ready, get in position, in 3, 2, 1, let's work. And switch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over halfway, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out. Slowly come up out of that plank position. Returning to standing. We'll take about 45 more seconds of rest. And then we're going back to round 2. We'll start back up with our goblet squats. But first, catch that breath. Shake it out, stretch it out, walk it out, whatever you need to do to be ready. We'll give it another 15 seconds. So if you'd like to prepare, you can grab that weight right now and get in position with your feet about shoulder width apart, facing forward. Weight is up at our chest. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Here we go. 1. Pushing up through your heels. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 2, 11, and 12. Shake it out. Set that weight down. We have our plank with shoulder taps next. Move to your elevated surface or down to the ground. We will give it another 15 seconds. So if you need a water break, last chance to grab that before we get started. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hold that plank. Reach and tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost there. 8, 9, and 10. Awesome job. Shake it out. Return to standing. We have one more round to go of superset number 2. And then we're moving on back to, we will be back on the ground for superset number 3. For superset number 3, exercise number 1 does have a standing variation. For exercise number 1, we will be in a kneeling position, but I do have a standing variation for those that just are uncomfortable in a kneeling position, especially a kneeling exercise. Shake those arms out. Shake those legs out. We'll start in 15 seconds. So grab your weight. Get in position. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round of the squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Set it down. You can feel free to set this weight off to the side. Our next few exercises probably will not be requiring that heavy of a weight, but everyone has a little bit of a different level of challenge, so you may still need it. Shake those arms out. Planks starting in 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome job. Feel free to push back to a little bit of a child's pose stretch. We did superset number 2. 3 rounds are done. Moving on to superset number 3. For this exercise, exercise number 1, I did mention we will be on our knees. I'm going to be using a light to medium weight for this one. No weight is required. This is going to take quite a bit of movement. Starting on your knees, there can be a little bit of space between those knees. Holding that weight up at your chest like a goblet. We're doing some kneeling up downs. So for this exercise, we're going to take that right leg, swing it forward, stepping up into a squat position. A little bit of an upright squat. Going back down to your knees, and then switching sides. Left leg swings up, stepping up into a squat with the right, and back down. You will alternate side to side, stepping up into a squat position, and then back down to those knees. Our standing variation for this, we are going to do some squat pulses. For our squat pulses, I want your feet to be anywhere from hip to shoulder width apart, facing forward. You're going to go down into a squat position. You're going to hold, and then every time I count, I want you to do one pulse. So every time you hear a count, every time you hear a number, you add a pulse. Same thing, holding that weight up at your chest like a goblet. You can also feel free to perform either exercise without weight. We will be doing 8 reps to each side. So get ready, get in position, squat pulse or kneeling up downs. Starting in 3, 2, 1, here we go. And switch sides, that's 1. 2. 3. 4, halfway. 5, almost there. 6, 7, last one. To each side. And 8, and done. Great job. Set that weight off to the side. Grab some water. And feel free to move to a seated position. For our core exercise, we will be doing a Frogger sit-up. So for our Frogger sit-ups, we are going to have our feet together. Knees are going to be dropping out to the side, out wide, kind of like we're doing a little bit of a butterfly stretch. So our hips are nice and open. Sometimes you can also say kind of making a diamond shape with your legs. Starting laying flat on your back. Hands can be up or resting at your chest, wherever is most comfortable. We are going to roll up. So we're going to tuck our chin, lifting shoulders, lifting all the way up to a seated position, and then rolling back down. If all you can do is lift your head and shoulders, reaching this position, that is fine. The goal is just to get a little bit more upright, that seated position. That is the ultimate goal. We are doing 10 reps in total. Trying to get just a little bit more upright each time. Everyone ready? Laying back. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Rolling up. Lifting head, shoulders. All the way up to seated if you can. And down. 1. Let's speed it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there. 8, 9, and 10. Awesome job. Take it out, catch your breath. That was round 1. We have 2 more rounds to go. Starting with exercise number 1, our kneeling up downs or our squat pulses. Choosing the variation that best suits you. Take your time. You can slowly get into position, getting ready. We'll give it another 20 seconds, and then we'll start round 2. For both exercises, I really want you to try to maintain that nice flat back. One cue I like for this is actively trying to pull that belly button deeper into your spine. That'll help engage that core and keep that nice flat back position. Grab your weights if you're using a weight. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Side 1. Up and down. That's 1. We have 8. 2. 3. 4, halfway. 5. 6, 2 more. 7, last one. And 8, and done. Shake it out. Grab some water. Rolling back over to our backs. We have our Frogger sit-ups next. Just a reminder for those Frogger sit-ups, only rolling up as high as you can. The goal is just to get a little bit higher each repetition or a little higher each round. Feet together, legs out wide in that butterfly. If you'd like to increase the intensity, you can hold the weight up at your chest. I'm gonna try that this round, just to give my core a little added challenge. We will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, rolling up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more here. And 10. Awesome job. Set that weight off to the side. Slowly sitting on up, returning to standing, returning to that kneeling position. We have one more round of this superset. We will then move on to our last exercise of the day. Our last exercise is going to be a little bit of a combo move. For our combo move, we are going to be working our lower body and our core, and actually a little bit of shoulder work as well, because we will be doing a side plank variation. But before we get into that, we still have one last round. We'll start in about 15 seconds, so take your time, setting up, mentally preparing, whatever you need to do. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, halfway. 5, 6, almost there. 7, 8, And done. Great job. Rolling over to our backs. One last round of our Frogger sit-ups. And then we'll move on to our final exercise. We will give it another 10 seconds. So get ready, get in position. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Set that weight off to the side. We are moving on to our final exercise. Our final exercise is a side plank with a clam shell. So for this exercise, we are going to be in a kneeling side plank position. So for this one, I want your shoulder stacked over your elbow. You're going to have your legs bent. I want it so your heels are aligned with your glutes. Knees are just a little bit in front of your body here. From this position, you're going to push down through your arm, lifting your hips up off of the ground. We're going to hold this side plank and add a clamshell. So that top leg, we're going to lift that knee up and down, making sure we're staying in that nice plank position the whole time. We'll do 10 reps on one side and then switch. If you need to, you can rest your hip on the ground, making sure you're still pushing towards that shoulder, and then just do the clamshells without that side plank hold. So that is our 2 options for this exercise. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting those hips up into a plank if you can. Clamshell, open and close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo. Shake it out. Switching sides. Lining those feet and legs up. Lining that elbow up under the shoulder. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's work. Lifting those hips up if you're able to. And then open and close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Grab some water. A little bit of a quicker turnaround since we're only doing the one exercise. We'll give it about 20 to 30 seconds. And then we'll go into round 2. We will be doing 3 rounds of this last exercise. So 1 down, 2 more to go. Feel free to get ready, get in position. Starting with side 1 in just 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Pushing up to that plank. And then clamshell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch inside. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax and out of that. Quick break for water or a little stretch. And then we have our one last round of our side plank clamshell exercise. So feel free to slowly get in position. We will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lift those hips up. And clamshell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rolling over. Side number 2. Here we go. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's work. Lifting up and open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relaxing out of that. Moving to a seated position. We're going to straighten our legs out right in front of us. I want you to actively try to press those knees into the ground, flexing those toes back towards your shins. We're going to go into a hamstring stretch. So reaching those hands forward. We finished with our strength exercises, and now we're going to end with just a little bit of a cool down. Stretching out the backs of your legs. If you're able to, you can grab those toes. Give a gentle pull back. Getting a little bit of a calf stretch with that pull. Really focusing on that breathing. Inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Sinking deeper into that stretch. One last breath here. Lifting that chest up. We're going to bring one leg in. I like to press my foot in kind of around right where that kneecap is. You can pull it in a little bit tighter above your knee or below. We're going to open that hip into a figure 4 position. So if you were looking at your legs right now, you should be making a number 4. From here, keeping one hip out wide, we're going to reach back into our hamstring stretch. Getting a little bit of a hip opener as well. One more deep breath. Sitting up tall, switching sides, pulling the other leg in and opening at the hip. Reaching forward. One more deep breath here. Lifting that chest up. Placing both feet flat on the ground. I want your legs together, knees bent, bracing those hands just back behind our hips. We're going to slowly bring both knees down and over to one side. Lifting back up to center and then over to the other side. Getting a little bit of a stretch through that low back, through our hips. Let's do one more to each side. Slowly coming up out of that. You can return to standing if you'd like, but that is all the exercises I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining Dumbbell Strength. I hope you have a great rest of your day and see y'all next time.